Hey guys, I hope you're feeling alright. My day started off really bad. There is one person annoying the hell out of me, but I can't really talk about it. But today it's time to get stuff done. I want to finish the diffuser finally and also finish the final warning track, so let's head to the studio.
You're already gone. I can feel it in the air between us.
I got a package in the mail. I don't know what's inside. I didn't order it. It doesn't say my real name on it, just my artist name. So I'm assuming it's a company sending me equipment basically for free. I'm super curious to know what's inside of the box, but today I have to hurry up. I have to prioritize my task to get everything done before the weekend starts. And the most important task today is definitely finishing the next release, which is also by far the hardest part for today. Finishing tracks, that's something you really have to learn over the years. It's very frustrating. You start a lot of new projects and then getting them done is the most difficult. So my first tip is actually, if you start a project, decide really early on if you want to finish it or not. I would suggest you to just make maybe 10 tracks, do the main part of the track, and if it works, dedicate more time to it. If it doesn't work, just stop right away, because making ideas is usually the easiest. I don't want to get too philosophical, but time is really the only resource in life that is limited, so be careful with it. Don't spend time on things that are not worth it. Don't spend time on random things. I always try to be with my time as efficient as possible. I don't want to say at the end of my life, why didn't I do this or that differently? So trying to get out the maximum, so I at least can say I tried everything possible. And with that, I don't mean just work, work, work and don't have any fun, don't watch TV or stuff like that, but be focused, prioritize the things that you like, that you want to achieve in life. And if you want to become a successful music producer, you just have to dedicate a whole lot of time to it. So that's already basically tip number 2, prioritize, and also learn to just not do things. If there's something that isn't that important, just don't do it, don't deal with it. Sometimes these things resolve themselves, or you can deal still with it later, because it's not your main priority. So just for an example, this right here is my final warning track. I worked on it countless hours. I made an entire track, didn't like it, and started kind of an entire new one based around the vocals. And some of you said in the past episodes in the comments I should just stop working on it because I'm stuck. But I thought I like the vocals, that's like the main material, and I'm sure there is a way to finish this track and make it sound good and have it up as a next release. So every time I have this situation, I just think about, would any other producer be able to finish this track and make it better than my last one? And in this case, I thought about it, I came to the conclusion, yes, definitely the material is good enough, I just didn't find the right pieces and didn't mix it in the right way. I also went back to the musical stuff, and whenever I'm about to finish a track, as today, I have kind of a checklist in my mind. This could be like tip number 3 for today, to go through this checklist and see if everything is as it should be. So this checklist, I don't have it written down anywhere, it's just what I learned over the years, but the most important is the musical idea. Is the songwriting good? If the songwriting is good, check that, do the next thing, and that is actually like collecting the right sounds, the right samples for the drums, the right synthesizer sounds, all of the elements that you need to build that track. Number 3 is definitely the arrangement. Is the track interesting from start to finish? Has it enough contrast between the break and the drop? Are the transitions good? The build-ups, the breakdowns, and all these kind of things, they are quite important. A lot of people underestimate the arrangement, but a good arranged track definitely sounds a whole lot better, especially if you make pop-influenced music. There is a formula, and if you do it right, the track will just work. Then number 4, my favorite thing in the world, mixing. It takes the most time. So whenever I start mixing a track, I definitely know that I will finish it. I don't spend time mixing a track without having all of the other things done. Because when you're starting mixing, while you're just building the main chorus, you just waste all of that time if the musical idea isn't quite there. I mean, yes, it makes sense to roughly mix the things so it doesn't sound that shitty. It also makes sense if you already mixed it and you feel the arrangement isn't working that you go back and redo it. That's no problem with the modern computer music making. But keeping the steps separate and having them in mind to take care of them is really important to finish a track. You might think after mixing there's only mastering, but actually there are a couple of steps in between, and that's actually the points that most people that I listen to that send me demos for my label just don't do, and they're quite important to have a track at the end that sounds polished. One of these things is definitely ear candy. That's how I call these kind of parts. Usually there are small effect sounds, maybe ambient noises in the back just to fill out the mix, transition sounds, and all these kind of small things that you spread out over the track to make it change more interesting. And they're really important, especially in electronic dance music. Without them, you can't really build a track. It's not possible. It's part of it. The more things are going on and changing, the more interesting it is, especially for future bass or dubstep. They almost just consist of ear candy. They're kind of ear candy orgasms. You know what I mean.
You're so far away from me. If you have to leave, I'd understand completely.
I think I'm actually quite there yet where I want this track to be. I can't really come up with anything else that I could change or improve. So the next task is actually getting feedback by other producers. This is so crucial. This is so important. You should definitely have at least 4 or 5 friends that give you feedback that are also producers, because a feedback by someone that isn't producing music is also really important, but they will never tell you, hey, reduce the kick by 2 dB or maybe have a little bit more in the higher frequencies. People that don't produce music will just tell you that they like the track or they don't like the track, which is also good advice and good information to have, but you actually need other producers to check the track. You will get way more valuable information out of them.
With 2 hands. With 2 hands.
I'm now also all done with the promotion of the new release on my label by the Romantic Era called With 2 Hands. A really good, nice pop, house, pitched vocal kind of track. If you want to check it out, I will put the links down below in the description. And now, since I already told you that feedback is important, I got a music expert here in the studio.
Hi.
Hi, music expert.
Hey, how can I help?
You can help me with my new track. It's called Final Warning. I will play it to you.
Okay, do it.
Will I get good feedback?
Yeah, can I stay here?
Yeah, sure. Just relax. She had a really busy day. How many tracks did you already produce?
Yeah, like 100.
100.
Yeah.
Not bad. 100 tracks, guys.
I'm his ghost producer.
Shh, don't tell it anyone.
Oops.
I'm really proud that she knows what a ghost producer is.
Just write it in your comments. But actually I know.
She just watched yesterday's video.
Leave alone.
And how did you like it?
Yeah, you worked a lot on it.
Does it have anything to do with the previous version?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But I like it a lot.
How's the couch?
Great.
I actually never get to sit there. What are you smiling about?
I just wrote a comment on YouTube.
Yeah. Are you a Jake Porter? What's next?
Yeah, dinner.
No dinner. First, you have to help me.
No, I'm so tired. Please.
It's fun.
I'm hurt, you know, right?
Hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vanessa's in pain. She was at the dentist this morning. So, taking care of the usual sanding and gluing. She's helping. Yeah, good job.
I did all of those, so please.
Yes?
Can you help us?
Everything here? You started here?
No, but these rows I did.
I think you should get a surprise for helping me. It's right there.
What did you order?
Open it. I don't know what it is. Wait. You have to unbox it the cool way.
No, I'm not Casey.
You want scissors?
No. Okay, maybe. smells unhealthy. It's a camera stick thing. No, microphone. You ordered a new microphone?
I didn't order it. That's cool. Okay, these things are impossible to open.
Looks much nicer than the one you have now.
Yes?
It's like a small penis now.
Yeah, Vanessa's not really a big fan of the microphone that I'm using right now. I have to admit, it looks stupid, but at least this way you get the best sound quality. But actually, if this one sounds close to the one I'm using, I might use it. Let's get some dinner, because whenever you prioritize, there is one thing that comes above making music, doing the videos, and everything else. That's definitely family and friends. So having dinner with Vanessa and my parents.
What am I actually?
What are you?
Family, friends, you forgot your girlfriend.
No, I meant like you're part of both.
Okay.
Girls. There's really nothing better than your mom's food. It's just the best. I'm back at home and I got a little bit sidetracked from today's main topic, finishing a track, by Vanessa coming to my studio, but she's like in the priority way higher up. There are a couple more things I wanted to add. One of them is having to-do lists is really important. It helps me out so much. I write down everything I need to do. Then in the morning I check my to-do list, reorganize it by importance, and I just do the things. And things that are so important that day, I mark them and I do them definitely. I'm not leaving the studio before they are not done. I also have a list for everything that has to do with the promotion of the label. I have lists for the tasks of my interns that don't really show up. I have lists for all of the tracks that I'm working on, what kind of elements I want to implement. That also helps, because then you can write it down whenever you listen to the track, and whenever you're in the studio and you have time to do these things, you just work off the things that are on the list. I also have a list with ideas for the vlog and all these kind of things. It really helps. But I think at the end, the thing that drives me the most to finish my tracks is actually just thinking about what happens when I don't finish it. Then I spend countless of hours, 20, 40, 60, maybe 100 hours on a track. I also have a singer and songwriter that also spend a couple of hours on it. And all of this is just wasted when you don't finish the track and don't get it out there. And without finishing it, you can't release it, you wasted time. And as I said at the beginning of the video, time is like the only limited resource in life. So I always try to not waste my time, to not waste my work that equals time. So just finish your stuff. If you think it's worth it after the first 5 or 10 hours, just finish it. And if you get frustrated by comparing your track to other people's tracks, I actually made an entire video about it, my most motivational music producer tip. I will link it up at the end of the video, and yeah, really just still finish the tracks. You can release it on SoundCloud, build up your following, your audience, because without tracks, this will never grow. And if you wait for the day where you will make a big hit, you don't have anyone that will listen to it. So release your stuff, finish it. Even if it's not 100%, if it can't compete with the big artist, that's actually, or that shouldn't actually be your main goal. Your main goal should be just to make tracks you're satisfied at that time with, and slowly but steady build up on that. You have to start. Everyone has to start eventually. And if you start with a track that isn't perfect, that's totally fine. Everyone will understand it. So yeah, finish your tracks, keep on creating, and we will see us tomorrow again.
Tell me what it's like